What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the first of many top 5 lists. And yes, I've done top 5 lists pretty recently, but this is the year-end lists. There's going to be several of these over the next couple of weeks, including even a top 5 worst list. I think if you've got a top 5 list, you've got to have a top 5 worst list. So we'll get to that soon too. We're going to start things off in this series with Star Wars The Black Series. Love it, hate it. It is part of the collection. I am very soured on Star Wars Black Series, as many of you know, just due to the laziness, the lack of imagination, the prices, so many things that Hasbro is doing with this once great line. But they did hit some high notes this year, and we're going to go over a few, 5 to be exact, with one honorable mention of those high notes. So let's get to it. Let's get to our first honorable mention. Okay, the honorable mention for this year, 2023 Star Wars The Black Series, goes to Mr. Axe Woves, a well-done figure, even if it's just a repaint from the Imperial Death Watch trooper from, or not Imperial, Mandalorian. So it kind of cheated. It kind of had a leg up, if you will, because that was such a great figure, and this is just a repaint with an Axe Woves head. But the Axe Woves head is done very well. A very nice figure. Again, it has all the articulation that the Death Watch Mando had. And I do like his colors, and that's not really kudos to Hasbro, that's kudos to the actual design team who designed this guy. I also really like his helmet too. I think that's really a well done, good looking helmet. The only knock I have on this guy is how loose his helmet is. As you can see there, very loose. So unfortunately, Hasbro didn't take the time to make his helmet fit correctly. Look at that. That's the main knock on this figure. Other than that, it is definitely one of Hasbro's best. So Axe Woves gets the honorable mention for 2023. Okay, number 5. There's a couple reasons why this is number 5. And neither really due to the figure, it's kind of what comes with it. This is the old master Darth Maul. To me, the best Star Wars Black Series Darth Maul that they have made to date. I love, love, love that head sculpt. Looks fantastic. The colors on this one, if you have any of the other Darth Mauls, check out the reds. The reds on this one, much more vibrant, much better looking. His saber looks phenomenal. His posability is excellent. But again, we just don't have the little details. I think that's what we're missing. The biggest knock on this figure is 1, he's a GameStop exclusive. 2, he was $28.99. WTF, Hasbro. Now we're $28.99, but he is an excellent figure, so he gets the number 5 spot for that. I definitely recommend him if you can get him on a sale. But please don't pay $28.99 for him. He's definitely not worth that price. So there you go. The old Darth, or the old master, Darth Maul, is number 5 for Star Wars The Black Series 2023. Okay, number 4 for this year for Star Wars The Black Series is Darth Malgus, another much anticipated figure that we've been wanting for quite some time. I gotta tell you, it was really a toss-up between him and Bastila for me, but he's a bad guy. We gotta go with the bad guy. Darth Malgus is a very nice figure. The biggest problem I have with him is his armor color does not match the rest. Other than that, his posability is great. The face is fantastic. The saber's great. Even the cape's not too bad. Of course, it's super flat, but that's kind of what we get with a mass-produced figure. But overall, you know, he can, as you can see, he holds his lightsaber with 2 hands. That's a big draw. And then the face sculpt's done very well. And we get just enough. You know, we don't really get into the details or anything like that, but it's just enough from Hasbro to get this guy on the list in the number 4 spot. Again, I wish there was a little more detail, but overall, I am pretty happy to have a Darth Malgus on my shelf. And I think he's very worthy of number 4 for 2023. All right, number 3 for this top 5 list of Star Wars The Black Series is going to be the battle-damaged Darth Vader, and this thing's really well done. It's a very nice figure. There was some details that were looked at that were taken into consideration for this figure, so I got to give Hasbro credit on that. One being the slashed up control panel on his chest, another being the absolutely ginormous saber slash across his head, and you can see the nice Anakin sculpt in there. Very well done. I've heard the SH Figures is a little better, but for me this will do since he's a little bit cheaper. And then we even got some of the Hasbro took their time to kind of mess up the cape a little bit. We've got the slash in the back, as you can see there, and then we've got a lot of tearing and stuff down here at the bottom. The one knock on this figure is it's the same damn mold that we've had countless Vaders with. No new mold for this one, but I can kind of understand that. Another knock is Target exclusive, another knock is $27.99. You see a pattern here. But I mean, this is something that I, as a Darth Vader fan, as a Darth Vader lover, has to have. And I absolutely love what they did with the helmet and the little details. So Darth Vader Battle Damage is going to get number 3 on this Star Wars The Black Series for 2023 list. Number two is a figure I have wanted Hasbro to get right for 10 years. There's been several incarnations of this character, and it's never looked right. But it being the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, I think we've got a pretty definitive one now. That would be the Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker 40th Anniversary Edition. The posability in this figure is phenomenal. Very well done. I think that's about the best we're going to get in terms of likeness on a mass-produced figure such as this one. Like I said, the posability is great. The lightsaber is great. Him coming with the extra chest piece to have the Death Star tool duel, that's great. A lot of good things going with this, and he wasn't an exclusive. We've seen a lot of exclusives on this list so far. He's not. That's kind of what put him over the top for number 2. And I'm very, very happy to finally have a definitive original trilogy Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight. I know we got the light speeder one, or the light cruiser from the Mandalorian last year, but this one I think beats it. So there you go, Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker 40th Anniversary of Return of the Jedi, number 2 on this Star Wars The Black Series list. All right, number 1, and I don't think this is going to surprise a lot of people. I think this is probably going to be number 1 on most people's lists this year. It's a phenomenal figure. There is one thing about it that holds it down just a bit, but I mean, when you get in your hands and you start looking at it, you can kind of maybe justify it a bit. Darth Malgus, a beast of a figure. The saber, as we mentioned in the review earlier this year, is about the size of some figures. Bigger than Princess Leia. And I love what they did with the hood. The head sculpt is phenomenal. The little details, how they made no thigh swivel here. You actually get really good range in the thighs without it being cut to break up the sculpt. That's well done. The boots look phenomenal. And then the back, they actually did pack a little bit of detail into the back again. Again, I wish he had a little bit of a wash. I wish he was a little more battle damaged. And I really wish he wasn't $35. But for this figure, he's actually not coming down. I think I saw a sale on him the other day. But for what it is, I definitely think this is Hasbro's highlight of this year. I think it's a very well done figure. And I'm going to give him a kudos on this one. This was a tremendous figure. One that a lot of people wanted. I know he sold out in a lot of spots. So I'm going to give Darth Malgus the number 1 spot. Well done, Hasbro. Okay, there's the list. Pretty solid year. I did kind of back off on some things this year. I did not buy every Black Series figure. There was some disappointments. Pre Vizsla is the most disappointing figure this year, but we'll get into that later. You guys let me know. What do you think of this list? Who is your top 5 Black Series figures of 2023? Do you agree with my list? Do you hate my list? No big surprise that we have a lot of Jedi, a lot of Sith, and a Mandalorian on this list. That's kind of the go-to when it comes to Star Wars The Black Series. So there you go. The 2023 list for Star Wars The Black Series is done. We will move on to another one for the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next Top 5 list.